Today on Iron Kingdom.
Leon, what games do you have planned for us today?
Well, we can play spin doctors and shoot.
What?
Rob's brain just completely shut down and rebooted all at the same time.
Oh my! Were you about to play spin the bottle with a giant robot?
or play doctor with
doctor?
them? None of those are good.
No, we're gonna do something cool.
You could.
In the world of Andaria, heroes are born and will come together to save everyone.
Good evening and welcome to Audio Dungeon. This is Iron Kingdom Season 1, Episode 9, A Beautiful Mind. Last week, we saw a lot of different things happen with Hogar, Botorius, and the rest of the heroes of Andaria. But what will happen today? We're going to find out right now. Let's start with Hogar. Hogar, when we last left you off, you are in the Lion's Realm, and you are staying at Super Farmer's house.
Yeah, I'm his guest.
You're his guest in his extra bedroom. When you were last talking with him, 500 stars coming from D-Train Douglas.
All right.
Keep D&D strong. I'll be DMing a campaign I wrote soon, 3.5 edition. That is a fantastic edition.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, my own favorites.
Yes.
Cool.
3.5 and 5th for me. Definitely the two. Although I never played the original, and I'm sure I know people who saw the original love it more, and some people are still into second edition. They're still playing it, which is great.
Facto represent.
Yeah. Good luck. 500 stars from Joshua. Reroll for Tom.
Right.
Phillies over Mets any day.
Ah.
Here's a little something, and here's a little something.
Thanks for the tainted reroll. I'll take it.
Oh my God, that should be a thing. Tainted rerolls. They give you a reroll, but they also insult you a little bit. From Oni, my reroll goes to Tom tonight.
All right.
Hey, all right.
That's never a good thing. It means they're scared for you.
Yeah. Wait a second.
You might need it.
So, so you've been. Steve, we get the sound effects up a little bit. So we last left off. You were staying in his house. You've been there for now. We're gonna move ahead a little bit, and you've been there for a few days.
Oh wow. Okay.
And I imagine you're helping out around. You're kind of just like trying to like come down from all this weird inner adventuring, inner reflection, and you just kind of just like trying to like have a couple of days that are not anything else. That's what I would imagine. If that's not what happens, what do you want to happen during those days?
No, yeah, I would like to just stay there, learn as much as I can from Super Farmer and from Flinster and from Eldoran.
Gotcha. Okay, so Flinster and Aldoran kind of hang out with you. I'm going to get this, raise these effects up.
So you mean to tell me you actually took a couple days off just to relax? There's R&R in this game?
Yeah.
What's that happening?
How much do I relax? Can I roll D100?
Go for it, yeah.
Let's see how relaxed Hogar is.
Here comes the one.
20.
Not at all.
20% relaxed.
That seems accurate.
Yeah.
I kept my shoulders down from here to here,
Right.
and they're almost down to here.
The migraine is starting to subside a little.
Right.
It's just come back.
So it's a beautiful day out. You're hanging out. You're hanging out with the kids. You're playing with them, and the kids are just kind of just like playing their own games, and sometimes they make you a part of the game. You've been helping out around the farm and such, and you're kind of just seeing what Johnlin, Super Farmer.
Johnlin.
He flashed a look right to you.
Great name.
We're going down this route again?
This is from a man who names all his characters in Dungeons and Dragons for his whole life from looking at signs and places. And the first name you got, we actually did together.
Yeah.
But before that, it was Harriman, and
Harriman's a great name.
it's just that's a place you
Great
go.
character.
Richmond.
Richmond.
Did you have
Highland.
Yeah, that'll all be it up.
Did you have Arbutus? Did you have a character?
I was not.
Someone did that.
Arbutus.
Wasn't that Brendan?
Might have been Brendan.
Brendan did that.
Yeah.
So, but we digest.
Yes.
They're all the kids are playing, and they're just having a good time. You remember the kid's name? Rob?
Oh.
Did you put an index
It was,
on that book?
Elian.
Ah, you got it.
Yes.
All right.
So Elliot's been around, been playing with you a lot, and you can role play. Elliot, you can role play.
Elion, what games do you have planned for us today?
Well, we can play spin doctors and two.
What?
Rob's brain just completely shut down and rebooted all at the same time.
Oh my God! We can play spin doctors. Were you about to play spin the bottle with a giant robot?
or play doctor with them? None of those are good.
No, we're gonna do something cool.
You can
and listen to the spin tut.
You combine spin the bottle and want to play doctor into spin doctor.
What are we doing?
Oh, man.
Why are you hanging around this household, guys? I don't know.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Maybe I have been here too long.
You need to get out of here.
Am I making you nervous?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Derek Luxon, reroll goes to Arky. He's just
Yes.
crazy enough to really need it.
Thank you.
I'm crying.
Charles Morrison, I'll give my Patreon reroll to Scro tonight.
All right. Thank you.
You got one too, man.
Richard Wild, my Patreon reroll goes to Tony.
Elion, I hope you're feeling okay.
I'm feeling fine. Just
It's a little dizzy from Spin Doctors.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Elion? How old are you?
what am I? 6?
That's what he says.
Look it up, Rob.
What am I? What am I?
Am I 6?
6.
Or is my sister 6?
What am I? 6. We're not going anywhere else today. Sorry.
Right,
Tom,
it's
It's
Damien,
fine.
we're
It's
not-
all right.
It's just, it's
I'm
just
cool
gonna
with
be
this.
Rick.
going. I'm
fine.
warm enough.
It's great. It's great.
I'm totally cool with this.
Can you? How far back can you remember, Elion? What's the first thing that you remember? First memory that you have?
First memory. Why, I was just a boy. running around playing normal games. And
Not Spin the Doctor.
He was just a normal boy.
My
He was just a
father
normal
was-
boy. He's 6.
working in the field as a simple farmer.
Well, how many years ago was this?
Why, it was just the other day, was it not? And I could see them. Suddenly they came over the hills. Trolls! No! Right?
Right?
That's good. Good.
I'm not even gonna help you. I'm just gonna
And
gonna
then
watch.
Butch had a...
Are you really recalling like his like near death experience?
I thought he...
It's pretty important.
Yeah, this is...
This is the weirdest kid I've ever seen.
Hey, well, that's his backstory.
Well, I mean, he
What
did die
do
like
you
1,000
mean?
years
They
ago.
ran up to us and... That is the last I remember, but that doesn't make any sense.
Well, what
Has that...
what happened between then and the earliest you can remember after that?
After that? But
Yeah.
has that happened yet? Already? I don't understand.
The mother walks over. What are you doing, Eileen? You should get back inside. Get back to your chores.
Very well.
Oh, we'll play spin doctors later.
Get out of my house.
Wait, what?
Who are you? What are you doing?
Very well.
I mean, okay, Mom. You got it.
Very well. That's
Very well.
things I say to my mom at 6 years old. Go clean your room. Very well.
I wish my daughter talked half as like eloquently as you just did at 6.
You brought in different really. She was like, very well, Father.
Daughter, how old are you? What am I? 6? Let's go play Spin Doctor.
What's your earliest memory of this one time?
I got ate by trolls.
The worst memory ever?
you
Oh,
know-
no, sorry.
You know what? I guess that would be Super Farmer's Kid. He's a little. He's been through a lot. So
Seen some.
the mother she walks over to you and Penelope, and she
Their name's Felicity.
Felicity, and she kind of says like, they don't really remember what happened. It's been kind of hard to explain to them.
Is he okay?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
What about you?
One day at a time. My concerns go to my husband.
I'm concerned for him too.
He's still not sleeping well.
But what do you remember? None of this makes sense to me. If it would make you feel better, I can tell you about what happened to me.
If you like, I mean, it's not something I prefer to speak about. I don't know what happened in between. I just know that at least I'm here now. My children are here. They're safe. And they're doing well. And I'm with my husband. So I don't know how we got from there to here, but at least there is a here.
What's the earliest memory that you have of being here?
It's been some years now.
I've been here for years.
Yes, John Lynn said that everything changed after the battle with Dragano.
The Battle of Dragano?
The battle with Dragano.
Battle with Dragano. When we fought Dragano?
I believe so.
That's when you came back here.
That's when my memories kind of start.
Do you remember arriving here, or do you just remember being here?
I can't remember anything about the exact moment. Just, it's kind of like remembering a dream. And I feel like I know there was something in between, but I can't remember what.
I know the feeling. I know exactly what you're going through.
I have to say, I'm surprised that he asked you to stay. He's usually very introverted. He kind of pushes everyone away, I'd say.
Well, I'm honored that he did ask me to stay. We fought side by side. And I'm very proud of the bond that we formed. And I'm honored that he calls me his friend. I only hope that I can help him and you and your children any way that I can.
If you could help him bring a little bit of peace to him, that would definitely make me happy.
I'll be leaving soon.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, the time that I spent here was very peaceful.
I thought you'd be with us longer than a few days.
I've been given a very important task,
Of course.
and I hope to find out exactly what's happening here. And I hope that one day I can come back and maybe bring your husband some peace.
Well, I thank you for that. Come, let's go. It's almost dinner time. You guys eat dinner. Your day goes on. You and Super Farmer usually speak a bit after. And you're constantly noticing how much he's just like either trying to be or is like a regular guy. Just like talking about things. And every time he talks about something normal, you're like, why aren't you talking about like the biggest battle that's ever in existence? Why aren't you talking about the fact that, you know, your history is so strange and you've absorbed all these evil, magical things to save humanity? There's so many paramount things we could be talking about. But he's talking about like how, you know, his garden is growing in this area over here, and these bugs are eating the trees over here, and like you go into the conversation, but it just always feels odd to you. It just doesn't jive, you know. Finally, night comes. You go to sleep, and you're sleeping in your room. You don't have a blanket. You're on the bed, but you don't have a blanket on, and you broke the bed the first day.
Oh.
So it's like, you just sit there like, and you go to sleep. In the middle of the night, you open your eyes. You open your eyes, and you look around, and you notice you're hovering above your own body, outside, and you're not really sure what's going on. And you look like, in a spiritual form, your half-giant self, your giant folk self. You're kind of just like floating, as you're doing that, you're kind of floating upwards, almost like a standing position. And you hear all this noise. You hear the kids crying. And you can even hear Super Farmer in another room, at least tossing and turning. Do you want to do something or nothing?
Can I try to move? Can I move?
Yeah.
Can I move through the walls?
Yes.
All right.
You can like walk. Once you start trying to walk, you're able to just walk anywhere you want.
Okay. So I want to go through the walls to where the kids are screaming.
Okay. So you go right into the next room. And Damien's like, I'm glad I'm not there.
I was like, you know you look like a ghost, right? Like,
Ooh, I'll give you something to cry about.
I go back to
just
sleep.
said that.
Go back to sleep.
I'll stay right here.
But you are going through the wall.
I'm
right?
going through the
Okay.
walls. Yeah. No, I go to the source of the screams too.
Okay, you run through the
what's
wall.
happening going on.
To the wall. You go right through it. In there, you see all these like dark creatures, and they're all around the children. And it kind of looks like Harry Potter when they take the soul eaters take out the soul. You see them doing the same thing, and the kids are just trying to like defend themselves and get away from these creatures. Okay, you can roleplay that if you wish.
Ah! Stay away! Oh, can I see him?
Yes.
Go. Does he look like a ghost? Corporeal? Or does he look just
It looks like a ghost. But not like them though. It looks different.
Oh God! Have they killed you?
How many demons are there?
It's like 12.
12. Okay. How big are they? Like, are they the size of dogs or are they the size of
The size of goblins.
goblins? Okay. I'll go run in front of the kids and just hunker down and pose and just go.
So his sister wakes up.
At the demons, not at the kids.
Right. The sister was kind of like staring at one, and then looks over you, just like, ah! She screams. She screams too. The creatures turn around, and as they're doing it, whatever they were doing, taking from her and him, they kind of stop and look at you and look at each other, like completely surprised, and they just scatter all different ways. Some go down, some go up, some go out. He falls asleep. Like,
what about
she
Eva?
falls asleep too. Yeah.
Okay. I'll leave them here for now. I want to go back to my room.
Okay.
Is my how does my suit look?
Oh, it's just laying there.
Okay. I'll try to go back into it.
Okay. You try to go back into it. You sit there. You don't seem to be jiving into it or
Okay.
be coming back into like one at all yet.
I go to the window. I look out the window. Do I see any of the demons?
Yes. In fact, you see tons. In fact, there's something bright outside
Bright.
in the sky.
All right. I want to. Can I float up?
You could.
All right. I want to float up through the ceiling.
You now get the feeling that you can return to your body. You feel like almost like your body's kind of like half calling to you.
Is the do I see any type of reaction from the crystal?
The crystals are glowing in a certain way that makes you feel like, oh, if I wanted to enter, I could.
Okay.
And you realize that was by after like a minute.
Yes, I'll get back into my body now.
Okay. So you start going to see what was outside. The sky is bright somewhere. Something is making an incredible light. There are tons of weird creatures outside. You start going back into your the body, and you hear, as you go back in, you hear Super Farmer like yell out. Then you meld into your body.
Is he outside?
Is he outside?
Is
No.
Super Farmer outside?
You don't know.
Okay.
You go to sleep.
I go to sleep.
Mhm.
I try to wake up.
You go like this, like trying to wake up in your dreams. All of a sudden you wake up. And it's morning.
I get up immediately. I leave the room. I go into the kids' room.
Okay.
Are they there?
Yeah.
I go and I find Super Farmer. Where is he?
He's out working the fields.
I run up to him.
What's wrong?
Super Farmer,
Yes.
did you see what happened last night?
No.
Demons,
Demons.
hundreds of them. The sky was lit up.
I didn't say anything like that.
I heard you.
Oh, I'm sorry if I know my wife's been saying that I've been not sleeping well and calling out and such.
Oh no, Super Farmer, something was happening here in your house last night. Your house was being attacked by demons. Your children were being attacked.
The children. He looks over like worried right to them, and they're playing.
They're okay.
Maybe you just had a nightmare.
I don't think it was a nightmare.
It sounds like a nightmare.
I know it sounds like a nightmare. I was out of this suit. I was a ghost. I was not inside this. I looked outside, and there were hundreds of demons there. About a dozen of them were attacking your kids. They were trying to steal their essence, steal their souls. Something is happening here, Super Farmer.
I don't know what to say because I didn't experience any of this, but I mean, I guess tonight we'll watch out for it again.
Just be careful today, please.
I will. Thank you.
I'm going to kind of keep watch over the kids all day.
Okay. You keep watch over the kids the entire day. Are you staying again?
Yeah, now I am.
So you keep watching the kids the entire day. The day goes on. Nothing out of the ordinary. Flintsters is hanging out. They're playing with the kids a little bit. They're helping out in the farm and different things. And you basically just gotta chill out and wait for night, which of course night comes. Finally, you go to sleep. And we'll come back to you.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to go over to Findalar. Findalar, you made your dramatic exit from Solst. You teleported away. And over the next half an hour, which for teleporting standards is pretty slow, you figure out where the walking tower is. 500 stars from Lauren Hicks. Reroll for Holgar because things are getting spooky.
Ooh, thank you, Lauren.
Nice.
You finally catch up with the walking tower, and you find that the walking tower is now in the old collector's realm, all the way in the northeast of the world, a place you've never been to. You arrive, you're like floating in the sky, and you see all the mountains, the ground, and whatever structures are here are just burnt, singed, and blackened. In the middle, just kind of sitting there on its legs, is the walking tower.
All right, I fly towards the walking tower.
Okay.
There's like almost like a turret or like a platform where like people near the top, or like people look out on. Right?
There are wizards there, yeah.
Yeah. So I fly over to them. Like I try and.
They see you, they start getting alert, and then they realize who you are, and they kind of just like wave you down.
Took me a long time to find you. It's a good hiding spot.
Master Findalar.
Yes.
It is good to see you. I'm glad you found us.
I am as well. Where's Raphael?
He is below in the main chamber. You may see him.
Thank you.
There's actually steps go right down, and it goes right down to like a large room down there. You walk down there, and in this room, and it looks very different than when you stormed through here many years ago.
Right.
It's almost like it's been changed by magic. You see, this is like a marvelously huge room that looks like a library. And it has these enormous glass windows. It has huge bookshelves, and there's wizards opening books and closing books, frantically doing like research, all different things. In the middle of the room is Raphael. He's also joined by the seer. And the seer and him appear to be standing around some sort of magical construct, like looks like a kind of like a map, like a floating map you might see in Star Wars. It looks like they're trying to figure something out. Roleplay.
I woke up.
Findalar.
Yes.
Raphael turns around. Hey, what's going on?
Nothing good. Raphael, I commend your tremendous intellect in finding a very good hiding spot for this walking tower.
Yeah, thanks and stuff. You know, I can't really take all the credit. Most of it was my brain. But what happened with, like, Solst? Because I heard that, like, Solst is under vampire rule right now.
Yes.
So, like, that kind of means, like, we lost.
For now, I have a plan to address that.
Okay, Arctum can communicate with us, and he said, like, you kind of just, like, were okay with that? I don't understand.
The seer could probably explain it to you in a better term, but I plan on doing all this. I'm going to go back in time. I'm going to fix it.
How are you going to go back in time? You know chronomancy?
A little. I'll learn more. I need some place where I can
The seer walks up to you.
study.
And he puts his hand on you and goes, "It has happened. The day has come. You are now a chronomancer, yes?"
Not yet. I will be.
Oh. If you say you have time magic, then
No.
it must have happened. Did you go to the tower and receive it?
I went to the tower. Yeah. I saw you there.
Well, good, then you are a chronomancer. Here. We have 2 crystals that only the chronomancer can use.
Ah, excellent.
They are hard to wield. But now that you are a chronomancer, you can do it. But we do not want to use them to go through time. We want to use them to communicate with the dead.
Why?
Well, so like I've been having like some sort of like, I guess like a theory about like something that's going on, like a lot of weird things have been happening.
Right.
And like I'm noticing like there's like some sort of readings I get. So like I have like an eidetic memory. I can remember everything that happened since the beginning, since they all did the crystals into my brain many years ago. So like from then there's like all different readings that I would get when I would do detect magics. And I would notice that some of the readings would go very high and very low. But lately those readings I'm starting in a sort of like a curve, but they're getting larger in like a pattern. So I started like measuring the pattern. I talked to the seer about it, and then he brought in an auramancer, and the auramancer was sensing a kind of like the rhythm of the planet and such. And we noticed that the rhythm of the planet was also in some sort of up and down sequences of going up and down. And when we measure them together, they're actually moving in sync with each other, but at opposites.
So, this.
And you see like he's got some kind of weird chart that he's trying to figure out.
So, if I understand you correctly, you're saying the aura of magic, the aura of energy from the planet is rising when this magic that you're detecting is sinking, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So, how does speaking to the dead come into play with solving this mystery?
Well, the seer was thinks that like maybe like Hadhel has something to do with like the convergence, and maybe that would lead us to the answers of things, because he feels like it's something to do with like the planet's, I don't know, like the planet itself. He thinks that something's going on with the planet with Dragano taking over and such, and that something doesn't really make sense.
I agree that Dragano taking over, it makes no sense. I don't understand. I understand if we have the ability to use these crystals, why wouldn't we use them to go back and stop Dragano from taking over, and then this isn't a problem anymore?
Finla, now that you are the chronomancer...
I'm not the chronomancer yet! I will be, but I need time to study. How do we... I understand, if you have these crystals, why wouldn't you just go back in time and stop this from happening? That's what I want to do. I don't understand. We don't have to worry about solving the mystery. We can stop the mystery from happening. Don't you understand that? Don't you see?
It is very dangerous to do what you are suggesting.
Look out the window. I'm sorry. But the world is dead. What more danger do you need? Dragano is here. He's won. What risk wouldn't we take to undo that?
I can see like you're very upset right now. Like I'd be too if I lost my whole city to like a bunch of vampires. But like right now we're trying to figure out like, try to collect some data about what's going on actually. So like, talking with the seer, like we believe that like something is weird is happening, and we just can't like pinpoint it to try to figure out what's going on. And we don't want to make any rash decisions like go back in time and change something, because we don't really know what's actually happening,
All right. I'm trying to catch your vibe, and you guys have been talking for a while. I'm trying to catch up, so I apologize if I seem rash, and I appreciate the fact that you can understand that I'm a little agitated. Okay, so you have these crystals, and you want to talk to Hatheld or somebody else who died a long time ago, or maybe came over with the convergence to find out what happened then, when this place was created, when this planet was created.
Exactly. We want to compare it to then to see what's happening now, because it seems odd that magical fluctuation is in exact opposite reciprocal movement to like emotional consciousness, like the consciousness of the world, like the planet. Everybody's reading all these weird things. Like maybe we could figure out what's actually happening with that.
And then what okay. Walk me through it. Like
It all started with the madness. When the madness happened,
Right.
we noticed that everything was happening, and I also noticed that people were acting like the same. People were, besides experiencing like the insaneness that came with the madness, as we call it, but I also noticed that people weren't as powerful as they were before. Like, I don't know if you experienced this personally, if you looked at other people, but besides myself, but I believe because I have a lot of experiences, besides how smart I am and all the crystals inside of me, that like I can still remember all the spells I cast and I had the same amount of power, but I'm noticing that everyone else seems to be not as powerful. So that like made me start thinking like maybe that means that like we're not in like the same realm of existence we were before, because I remember the story about when you and everyone else went into the ego realm, that everyone was less powerful because your ego is not as powerful as your physical being, which looks like our physical being is actually on a lower dimension as a higher dimension, us actually being fifth dimensional beings, the lower dimension being a third dimension, fourth being ethereal, fifth being a being that can connect with the planet itself and the consciousness. So something is changing with the consciousness, and we're actually inside the consciousness, and everyone is lower. What does it actually mean? And it starts with the fact that the madness brought me on this track to realize everything, and then I started thinking, well, what happened back then when it all began? And that would bring back to convergence. Therefore, Seer said he had the time crystals, which means that we would talk to them, not use them to disrupt time, but maybe go back into the mind of Hadhel, since his clones were actually here, and talk to him and try to figure out what is going on with them, and what's the comparison.
That was a lot.
The Seer wipes the brow. That was a mouthful. I'm going to sit down.
Why don't you take a second and let me just soak in all the things that you just said. I'm hearing a lot. What I'm hearing you say, what I think I understand that you are saying, is that you think that somehow, when Drogano came, he changed the relationship, not just on a ego world and Daria world, like merging and like the madness and causing these crazy things to happen, but that somehow we moved from what we knew as Andaria to a different, possibly like altered world, like a different ego world or something to that effect. That we're in a different place now, and that is possibly your explanation for why these fluctuations are happening.
I think we're somewhere in the process between both these existences.
And okay. You also mentioned Hadhel clones being here.
Hadhel cloned himself. A lot of wizards did that, and they're in this tower. They used to keep him back in Souls, but I think they moved him to the tower after a while. He actually has 3 clones of himself.
Are they alive?
They're enchanted. They're not alive, but because we are using. It is possible with a crystal such as powerful like this. It's possible we actually can communicate and go into their memory, but we can only do it perhaps once, if at all, per clone if we even wanted to do that. But we don't want to waste them, because obviously they're very powerful.
All right. I can't do that. With the seer, what you think I am, that's not me. That's another Findalar.
I have not practiced chronomancy for a very long time.
When I saw you at the Chronomancer's Tower...
Yes.
Have you not experienced that yet?
I have experienced that.
All right. So you were there. Okay.
That's why I'm confused.
Something happened to me as I went to the Chronomancer's Tower. And I was... Well, I'll be honest with you. I was split into multiple versions of myself.
Ah, yes.
I decided that...
You are the shadow.
No, I think I'm the real one, and the other guy is...
Did you enter the tower?
No, I chose not to.
Then you are the shadow.
The shadow of what? I'm no shadow. I know everything that Findalar knows. I do everything that Findalar does. My power is not weakened. I just took out an entire army of half-orcs, almost single-handedly. All right? I'm no one's shadow. I simply felt, no offense, the games the Chronomancer played, I wanted no part of. I don't understand why again and again and again, nobody just gives you the answers that they have. Everything's a riddle and a question and prove yourself. And I didn't want any part of that anymore. And I said, I'm going to figure it out myself. I've exposed myself to chronomancy. I've seen it. I've experienced it. I've been able to learn anything that came my way. I can learn this too. If it takes me time, it takes me time. But I'm not that other Findalar. In my opinion, no offense, the weaker, easily led Findalar. I'm my own man.
Okay. Okay, so I have a perfect project that I think they probably could help us out with, and it probably involves the crystals that maybe you're saying that you can learn. Let's go down to one of the laboratories and we can work on it.
Yes.
Okay. They take you downstairs. To see your way upstairs. You walk down a lot of flights, and you go into a room, and you see like a flashlight in the room before you get there. And in there, you see in the room is all these crystals, kind of laid around the room on kind of like a shelf, but like like a floating thing. And take a look and see what you think.
All right. Look around. Are they different? I guess they're different colored crystals, different types of things. Any green ones in there?
Yes. Emeralds, yeah.
Yeah. All right. You want me just to examine these crystals and see what I can find?
Yeah, whatever you think,
Fair enough. All right. I'll let you know what I think. I go in the room.
Okay. He walks out of the room, closes the door. He leaves.
All right. I start looking around.
Okay. The crystals look very exciting, interesting, and not like the normal crystals.
All right. I start. I don't know how much you want me to, but I start. I'll see what looks abnormal about that. I want to try and study. Are they different color crystals than I'm used to?
You start checking out one or two without touching them.
Yeah.
And they're kind of sparkling or almost like come to life in a very oddly glamorous way.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you sit right there.
Yep. I have ideas. They're not good ones.
They're not good. Stop me now.
Yeah, just set expectations.
Might end with the demise of this Findalar.
We're gonna go below. Do we have Oni? If Oni, Mistar, or Garthard are with us, join us in chat. We can use you for this one. Relic, you are in Sunken City. It's been a few weeks, and you've been around the city, basically just looking around Sunken City, getting a feel for it. At the same time, trying to figure out what you're going to do, which you've mentioned in the past, for your people and such. And you've been invited in like a day to go down to Anwar to kind of see what they set up. And this is the city that I told you heard about. It's like the only city considered to be a free city away from the ancients. And they wanted you to come see it. You know that you learned a few things from after the attack. You know that Garthard, a Dragonborn, Oni, and Mistar are all these heroes that are part of this thing called the Exchange. And the Exchange is trying to keep society out of Dragano's hands and out of great evil. And they've been helping out and working a lot with the Gun Wizard who runs Anwar. You also learned the Gun Wizard came in, and the Gun Wizard was largely responsible for freeing your people. And you know that he was taken by the gnomes, which you didn't know anything about during that battle. So that's what you learned. So these last few weeks, now that I've told you kind of what you've seen, now you tell me what you've been doing these last few weeks.
Well, first thing I want to do is set up I don't want to occupy Sunken City. That was number one.
Right.
So I have to find a place to put all the Crystalborn. So that's priority number one. I mean, if Anwar would, allow some to work or do something useful, I would probably start there, or even Sunken City. I mean, I don't want to keep them. How many are there?
A lot.
Yeah, I know. I don't want them just standing in the streets of Sunken City because
you're somewhere. You haven't counted them all, but you're somewhere around 40,000 plus. So in the Sunken City, we're going to take you through one of the moments between those weeks, right near the beginning. A gnome comes up to you, and he goes, "Hello." He goes, "I'm Jitty."
Pleasure to meet you, Jinty. I am Relic.
Nice to meet you. So Argy's not here anymore. I know I've done a lot to handle the city. It sounds like that you're not trying to occupy Sunken City. We've been occupied before. We don't like it, so we're happy that you're not doing that.
I have read much of the history of Sunken City, and I have no intentions of keeping my people here against, as a captor of the Sunken City. That is not who I am.
Well, that's great to hear. So, if that's the case, the fact that you guys are around is good because, if you need a place to stay, we can work out something where you stay nearby, and we can use the protection, and maybe, we know how to fix suits, maybe. So.
That was the reason I was originally coming to Sunken City by myself. I was hoping to find the creators of the suits.
Well, you found it, but the top creator, you actually kicked him out of the city. That was Arky. I mean, you have Volt too. Volt's pretty good. Volt does some pretty interesting things. But Arky is the original gnome who created the first suit.
Unfortunately, Arky was flying off the handle, and I could not protect him as I wished.
Well, that's Arky of late. Ever since he came back from the war, he's different. He don't know he's different, but he's different. But he's always running somewhere, Arky, we gotta run the city today. He's like, if I don't save the world, then there won't be no city. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess I gotta run the city. So I do it. So.
Well, as the leader of the Sunken City, I will gladly give you my people to work my debt off in helping us find a place to live.
Sounds good to me. I guess we can help you figure out a place to stay, and if you help us protect us from everything else, I don't think anyone really wants to be part of the Red Kingdom, and we don't want to be part of Rhaegar anymore either. We just want to be our own thing.
That is totally understandable. That is one of the reasons why I've traveled here.
Okay, great. Yeah. So I can show you around the city and show you what we're doing, and then we'll see how we can help each other.
Sounds like a beneficial plan for both of us.
Okay.
Let's begin.
So he takes you around. That now leads you into the next few weeks. He takes you around everywhere, and all the time you have Bellaman locked up. And
speaking of which, I want to make sure Bellaman is not going anywhere. There is full guard on him 24/7.
So Bellaman is in the best vault, the best jail cell they have is the jail cell that Arky was in, which is in the middle of the vault. You can only get from the top. You can only get from the bottom. He's given meals through the day. But he has 2 guards on him at all times.
All right.
And you need allowance to get into the vault. So it's the best security they have.
Okay. I also want to begin finding out the information that he owes me for sparing his life.
Okay, so we could jump to that moment too if you go see him. Okay, he's sitting in the cell, and you open the door. Nah.
Bellaman,
What?
we had a deal. I'm here for the information that you ought to give us.
What information?
About the dragons that you spoke of.
And if I tell you?
You will remain alive and in this cell.
Roll a d20. 11 plus. He tells him. 1 to 10, he does not.
Yep. 19.
On 18. Fine. If you go through the rules, you'll find out that the Red Knight has all his laws of the land, and he made a bunch of laws for the dragons, which I've read. The dragons are given something called domain over their land and everything else, and they have domain of what they can and they can't do, and anywhere they want to go. And I'm pretty sure that they want to kill you because they don't like whatever you are. You following?
Yes, but you're not giving me any information that...
Okay. So, if you're going to live somewhere, you shouldn't do it in the desert. And you can't do it in other places where dragons have domain. But nothing in their contract says anything about the mountains. All the lines are done by the mountains, to ranges, to water, to mountains. But if you live on the mountains, the dragons aren't allowed to touch you. And the dragons are not like people. They follow the law and the contracts to the word.
This is very interesting information that you are giving.
Well, loopholes are my specialty. That's how I became king.
Why does that not shock me?
Well, I don't know. Tom's like, this makes sense.
I was like, I want to know that story one day.
And that box checks.
Rob's not happy. It's like, understandably.
So there you go. I told you. I gave you everything.
Well, you will remain here for the rest of your days as we have a parliament.
Great.
God sees he is fed.
Yes.
Turn around and I leave.
Okay. We leave. He says something. You know what he says. It sure wasn't nice. Okay, so anything else you want to do in those weeks?
Is this leading up to me going to Anwar, or is this?
Yes, I'm leading up to there. Yeah.
Okay, so then I guess I'll speak with Jinty about what Bellaman said in the mountains and see if there's maybe some spots or something that like we could maybe work on doing something up.
So you raise the whole thing. You explained it to Jinty first. Obviously, he knows what you're talking about. You do so, and he says yes. There's contracts that they've seen. These contracts are very old, and it kind of makes sense to him. He says the dragons follow the contract because the contract was written under the guidance of their god, and they follow that contract, the law. Even if we've seen it in this quest out of game, we've seen it in the quest already for a second, like a little moment. But even if the Red Knight says something, but they'll refer to the law that he wrote and that they need to follow it that way. And he said, so for those who didn't get it, like the loopholes that they always do, the terrain of the desert, of the around Souls, but they use the mountains and the warrior as barriers. So there's no guardance or legal.
Okay.
You got it. No legal realm for them.
Jinty, are there copies of these documents?
No, not that I have.
Where have you seen them?
Rhaegar used to do lots of record keeping for all different kingdoms, so that's probably where they got it. But otherwise, the Red City. But I've heard of it. I know there is one. It's long, probably. The only person I know who reads contracts that long was Raphael. Oh man, I heard he read a lot of contracts, even more than gnomes do.
What do we know about the Red City and the condition that it's been in since?
It's not great. You just attacked it, right? So, you
Well,
know.
it's been what? It's been like what? A couple weeks, I
It's been
assume.
a couple weeks, yeah.
I'm sure it's better now.
Yeah. Well,
I know. I heard that they lost a lot of people. They went back and they tried to attack Sost, and it didn't go well. And everyone's shocked because the Red Knight is a military genius, but not so much anymore.
Do we know where the Red Knight is now?
I think he's probably back in the Red City, but that's just a guess.
If we can find out if the Red City has been reoccupied, that would be very beneficial to the plans that we must make. Because if we can claim a copy of these contracts from the Red City,
They won't give it to us.
when I left, there was nobody to stop us.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, we have some wizards and magicians. We can let them do a little snooping. Right?
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay. I'll let you know. He does that. Time passes. Probably about 4 or 5 hours. He comes back and he says, so we looked around a bit. It looks like they're repairing damages and lots of knights have been brought back into the city.
So much for returning to the Red City. What we needed.
You're not going to hurt her. Let's not cause trouble. Let's just keep it away.
I have no intentions of going back to the Red City.
Great.
You spoke of person, Raphael.
Yeah, he's a wizard. He used to work with Rhaegar.
Is it possible he may have read these contracts?
It's more than likely. He reads everything and remembers everything. The only other people I've seen read more contracts and make more contracts was Provenzano Industries. Their contracts are so long.
How long?
So long you don't want to read it. That's how long it is. So long you can't see them.
You're breaking me tonight, man.
Do we have a way of contacting Raphael?
I know he was called away. Now he works with Solst. So, nope.
X.
And there goes that.
Yeah, sorry. We could do more like the suit stuff, you know? Not hunt down wizards.
I don't intend to hunt down a wizard. Especially one from Solst.
Oh, you know who you should talk to? You should talk to Botorius. Botorius knows Raphael, and if anyone's going to know where he is, maybe he'll know. And also he can show you around places, too, because he can see the whole world, you know? He's always in the bar. Never getting involved in anything, so he's got nothing to do. He's definitely in there.
I will take your advice on Botorius, but I feel that the route of Raphael might be a bad one, considering
Well,
what
he's not-
occurred at Solst.
He's not fun to talk to. He tells you about how big his brain is at least 3 times every time you speak to him. I mean, I get it. But, like, I don't want to hear about it.
Does the Sunken City have any working trade with Rhaegar at the moment?
Well, technically we still do, yeah. But, like, I'm pretty sure things are kind of rough. I heard that they actually put Archie into jail for 25 years. And the gun wizard, too. And some other gnome named Gallon. I don't know who that is.
Well, you are now the leader of Sunken City, are you not?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
Maybe you as the leader of Sunken City should repair your relations with Rhaegar.
Okay.
I know I have your king in my prison, but I'd like to reopen trade negotiations.
No,
That's exactly what he's thinking.
he doesn't have his king in his prison. I have his king in his prison.
Maybe I could do that when you move King Bellaman to, like, I don't know, your prison.
Someplace else.
I don't know how much leverage I'll have. Hi, can we have some
to work
berries?
with that.
Oh, you want your king back? No, I'm sorry. Can't do it.
That's a lot of berries.
There's a lot of berries for a king. How many berries can you get for a king, I wonder? Raphael would know the answer.
I will go and seek out Botorius.
I feel for Jinty. Every episode we play him, I feel for him more. Okay, you go into the Smithy's Tavern, and you see inside there is a couple people eating their dinners and such, and you see Botorius is there. There's a woman serving some food around the counter, and you see one guy's got his feet up. He's just like twirling a key around.
Considering I already know Botorius, I will just go straight up to him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Botorius.
hello. Good to
Good
see
day.
you.
I know we have not spoken much since your deal with Rhaegar. And I do wish to apologize about your friend.
Well, thank you. I mean, I can't say that I don't completely understand, you know.
I do wish you to know that that was not my intention.
I appreciate that. And hope to see my friend again soon. But it's just nothing I can do about it right this second.
I'm here with the proposal. I was hoping that you would be able to assist me with,
How are your people?
and that is the reason why I'm here.
Ah. Well,
I wish to get my people out of the sunken city as fast as possible, so we are not
you know
occupying
what?
this town.
Let's step in the back. Let's talk in a more private place. Place is a little crowded today. You never know who's listening.
I follow him to wherever he
All right,
leads
yeah.
us.
Take him
Okay.
in the back.
As you follow Blood, Blood is like,
Yeah.
Swinging the key around.
he's gumping his neck around the corner. You guys go upstairs and you find a room.
All right.
Continue.
Right. Well, I can see, why you might want to get them someplace to settle, right? Is that what you're...
Yes, I have been told that there is a possibility that the mountains might be a safe place for my people, and I'm wishing to explore this possibility. I'm to go to meet with the people of Rhaegar as well, and their leadership, in a couple of days or so.
And war.
Oh, and
Yeah, you threw me for a loop there. For a second.
Animal.
Where
Yes.
are we going?
correction. I'm a town.
Okay.
I don't know how their people fare, being that the gun wizard was taken to Rhaegar as well. But I was hoping that you would be able to assist me in my journey.
You want me to come there with you?
Yes, as a representative, possibly of the Sunken City, and being that you might know most of the people down there.
And you want me to speak on your behalf? What is that?
No, I will speak on my own people's behalf. But I wish for your knowledge of the areas that we are to travel to. I was hoping also that you know some information about the mountains here.
Maybe
He's
a little bit.
I'm very intimate with one.
I've heard that you are.
As he says that, you remember falling down a mountain just
Yes,
a couple
yes,
weeks ago.
yes.
I've heard that you are very familiar with them.
Oh, he just got burned by a robot.
Well, I did have a little problem a little while back, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know them that well, but I suppose I have a good general idea of the area.
Do you know if there is anything living in these mountains that we need to be worried about?
Could be, but I'm not really sure. The wild.
It's like he hasn't even played
It's-
the Quest. For how many seasons now? 7 seasons? Is there... Is it been in the mountains? I don't know.
Probably
Does anything
not.
live there? Nah, they're just
Probably,
barren.
There's all manner of creatures out in the wild,
Okay, so we're going to wrap this up. So you say yes to go.
Yeah, fine, I'll go.
You guys have a conversation that goes in circles because Scroll can't remember anything.
Sorry,
Blackwater? Never heard of it. Okay, we're gonna go over to our good friend Rob Spataro. Rob, you're doing great.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Galen, you're in prison here with Mr. Archie Fint. Also, you're joined by the gun wizard. You are in this cell, and the only thing that is not a cell in here is this elevator that comes down, like a very crappy squeaky iron elevator in the middle, like a lift, more a lift than an elevator. And on the other side is a cell that is pretty much almost the same thing. And then there's one more. There's actually 3 cells around the whole thing, actually. But your cell is just pretty much empty. It's rock, and there's areas to go to the bathroom, and they throw food in there when they come down, and that's it. It sucks. And this has been your life for the last 3 weeks. Okay. In that 3 weeks, you would have found out anything. You can ask a direct question, but let's make it very quick. Direct question. I'll give you 2 questions to the gun wizard. It'll be anything you want to know. I will answer truthfully because something you would have found out after talking with them as a cell buddy in that time. You can also, if you are interested, you can ask Galen the same thing, and he'll be compelled to tell you the truth. Something you would have found out. Anything you want to ask either one of them.
Anything about their worlds?
Yes. I'm going to give you exactly 1 minute, so make them quick if you have any questions. You guys have anything. Literally anything.
Wow. It's too open. It's too open. Yeah, give me. What's a good question? Yeah.
Do you like me? Yes. Yes, no.
Check yes, no, maybe.
Check one.
Maybe. Question, do I know, somewhat unrelated, but kind of related, Raphael, do I know where he is now? So last I heard he was working in Rhaegar.
Oh, you know that he switched to Solst, yeah.
Okay.
That was kind of
Just
like,
thinking that while he was talking
it's kind of like a
earlier.
diplomat from one nation going to another
Just
one.
kinda
Like
heard
the
that.
world would know.
I heard that it happened.
Yeah.
All right, I'll ask the gun wizard.
You're basically asking me out of game. It's something you would have learned.
Something learned from him.
Right. So you're asking Tony out of game. 1 question. I'll tell you the exact truth.
What secrets do they know? Are there about restoring the tree that he might know and we just never heard?
What secrets are there?
He's in the Underdark there with people.
What treaty are
He's
you
got any
talking about?
tricks? The magic tree.
He means the big tree.
Oh, the
tree!
I just said treaty.
Yeah, I thought he said treaty
Oh,
as
sorry,
well.
tree.
I was
Does he know anything about that we
No.
may have missed in our things, and we can go back and undo that?
He knows nothing. He knows nothing about the tree per se, but he does come up with something very interesting. Since you asked that exact question, roll d20. It's the one with the 20 sides.
No.
We know it's your first day playing, Rob.
3 reroll.
Ooh.
12.
No, it's
12.
It's all in the presentation.
12.
I have rolled
Solid.
12.
I have made fire. Erase the reroll.
Yeah, erase it. Okay, I'm
Solid.
gonna give you part of the answer. He says he tells you about like the whole story of the ancients and what he knows and everything else. You find out his dislike for the ancients because he feels like, why do they have say over him? Like, yeah, they created us, but like, okay, if you created us with our own will and life, then we should just do whatever we want. You don't have to be under your rule. They don't like that. He mentioned something about the Archmage creating the tower to destroy the tree and free his father. Something that is known, if you guys remember from the story of the past.
Okay. And from Galen, I'll ask.
Since you've used so much time,
Rhaegar. What did Galen mention about how weak, about the leadership of Rhaegar and any potential instability in their leadership?
Good, great question for a turnip thief.
Instability.
He's in the army.
You're
He's
asking
heard
Galen?
things. This is like what a Galen from his talking.
Okay, so
Did I pick up?
instability in the political environment.
I
of
want to know
Rhaegar.
about like the political intrigues and
Yeah,
various factions and kind of,
tell us. You have to be truthful.
Well, we were very stable up until about a month ago.
That's true.
we weren't getting. Excuse me, gun wizard.
I can't have you two snipping and snapping at each other like this.
Big boy did it.
Wait a second. Wait. Let me tell you the story of the ancients. Here's the Archmage. I'm the gun wizard.
I feel like the gun
I
wizard
tell
kill
you
this guy
tales
from
of
across
a
the room.
tower attacking a tree.
I do
Is this
sound
how I
like
should
that.
sound?
He's got you down, Gun
Yeah,
Wizard.
I do say that.
He's learned it quick.
These three are gonna be great at a party together.
Joe,
So, Gal,
Oh man.
Joe Swanson joke.
who could we... I need to know which guards in this prison can be exploited, that we can get information out to people who could facilitate getting us out of here.
Yes, turnip thief. Tell us.
Disaffected soldiers, you must know some. If conditions are that bad that men are forced to scrounge for turnips like the dogs?
No,
And there's the
I don't
argument.
know any guards in the prisons.
We'll work on one.
Well, that I can do.
Oh. All right, we got a plan.
No.
Once again.
Classic Arky plan.
Once again, an idea is not a plan.
Yes.
See?
There it is. There it was.
He just realized.
An idea
A
is a
chapter
plan.
in the book. Not a plan.
Sure it is.
A chapter in the book.
Now we got a plan.
That should be a chapter.
Here we go.
An idea.
That should not be a chapter. That should be the title for his book.
That's the title for our book in response to his.
Right.
We have a plan.
All right, so
It's like waking up every day. I have a plan. I'm going to go to work today. Great plan.
I'm gonna be rich. Okay, I have a plan.
Got it.
Now I have a plan. I just need an idea.
We'll work on that.
Okay, so you've talked to all your friends here. A guard comes down. The guard is being played by Vinny Pro, and he comes in to give you your food. You have full reign with this. Yeah, enjoy.
Here's your slop. I just throw like three
Here's your
things at
slop.
them.
Oh, slop! Did you make this yourself?
How's it compared to your turnips?
Oh, it's good, right, Arky?
Oh, good. Here, and I kind of tip it as I hand it in.
You tip it. I knew you'd be good at this.
That'll make it taste better. Thank
Yeah.
you.
we all understand that you may have the wrong idea about Galen here. You think of him as little more than a thief.
Yeah, just a little bit more than a thief. Here.
I understand, but
Slide
realize
across the floor to him.
that I bear no ill will against you.
Tell that to my king.
Your king. So you've heard.
And I go over to the gun wizard and I throw his plate on the floor.
You've
too.
heard.
Well, you heard what he's done.
Oh no, I thought you were just missing it.
Listen,
Yeah, I've heard what he's done. I've heard that he's in jail because of your stupidity.
1,000 stars from Garrett Taylor. 2 rerolls for Rob. Hang in there, Arky. The plan will come eventually.
yes, exactly. And,
Thank you,
So-
Garrett.
well, I understand that you have negative feelings towards us, but please have some sympathy. I am sentenced here for many, many years. So,
Enjoy your food.
wait, before you go, for pity's sake.
He goes on to the next level.
Okay. When we get the other guard, he'll be nice.
What are we gonna?
The night shift. Your
What do
last hope.
What are we gonna say to him?
Get him on our good side. We explain to him that we are on his side, that we're all together here. We are all the victims.
Yeah, you're all together, all right?
Right, and he's a victim just like we are.
I told him that the slop was prepared.
You came
very
across
well.
as very obsequious, very. You've got to be a little more, you know.
Obsequious.
Not so desperate, Galen.
Holy.
Does Galen even know what that word means?
No, I don't think so. Well, he said gnome. I guess that gnome might know some pretty long vocabulary words.
So I gotta be more casual.
We're casual, yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, this is good food.
No,
I
you
wonder,
can't-
I wonder what the gun wizard's doing right
Don't
now.
come-
This-
First off-
He's just sitting in the corner
He
watching.
obviously didn't make the food. Don't ask him if he made it next time.
So I just say,
He's embarrassed
nice
for you.
and casual. I say,
I know you didn't make this food, but I like it anyway. How's that, Arky? How's that, gun wizard?
I've been in a lot of jails, and used to are the weirdest to be in a jail with.
Should I be more casual than that or less casual than that?
That was fine.
I can't tell if he's being condescending or not.
Okay.
Like,
All right, Gallon.
I've been in many prisons, and you are the weirdest. How's that? Was that too obsequious?
We're gonna be in here for a very long time.
Okay,
I would just accept it.
a long time.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if I know what's happening back in the sunken city right now,
In my heyday, I would escape from these prisons. But in my heyday, I used to hide wands on me everywhere.
Well,
And I didn't hide any. I don't have any wands.
escaping.
Wait, you've escaped prisons?
Oh yeah.
I've escaped prisons.
I've escaped every prison I've been in.
Yes,
How?
I was an activist. Everywhere I went to was fighting against the ancients. I was in the Red Kingdom. I was in Eastwatch. I was in White Falls. I was in Eldon, Hallenbrand. I was literally every prison I've been in, and I escaped them.
Okay. Well, I haven't. How did you do it?
Well, I did it with magic, but
Oh.
I don't have my wand.
I escaped from Souls once.
How?
The clutches of the Archmage. Flew right out of there.
Flew right out of there. Okay, well, then what are you waiting for?
I just need to get my suit and a clear pathway.
Ah, the suit. Okay.
I also escaped from the Gun Wizard's dungeon.
Is that right?
Yeah, you did. You did.
That's right.
That's right.
this is gonna be a long 25 years.
You got lots to talk about. There's one great story. So Arky comes in, but Arky isn't Arky. He apparently he lost his memory and he couldn't get it back, which is a part of our initiation to joining the city. I'll tell you about that another time. But apparently, usually people just forget who they are. Not Arky. He came in as an entirely new person. Meet Murphy. And people it was a big joke around the city. They were asking, and people were saying, "What would Meet Murphy do?" And it was the weirdest time. It was a lot of fun, though.
Murphy.
Yeah, you remember any of that?
I do, actually. I remember. For a brief period, I had no memory of my old self. I knew myself only as Meet Murphy, but since then, I remember everything. What was shocking, I think, to me the most was even though I was so different than the real Arky Finn, the same traits were there. Meet Murphy was also courageous, kind, inspired people. Do you remember that poor other prisoner, Anne Lewis, who was with me?
Yes.
Remember how she fell to her death?
Yeah, she did make it.
Her final words were, "Meep, you must escape. They need you. We believe in you, Meep Murphy."
Is that really what she said?
She fell and stopped.
People need a hero.
She came to the ceiling.
So how did that work? So she fell halfway down and yelled the second half?
She was yelling the whole time.
Oh.
People, don't give up no matter what, Meep. And then I remembered that I was also Arky and in a position.
I'm kind of missing Meet Murphy right now. Okay, we're going to stop it right there. Stop right there. We're going to go over to Holgar. I love today's episode. It's a lot of fun. It's going swimmingly. So
Is it?
What was the word?
Oh, yeah.
Obsequious?
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 It is going obsequious.
Obsquigarious?
Can we make
Obsloquacious?
Can we make like a dictionary just for the show and just like put all these like abstract words?
Well, Rob's already doing a
No,
vocabulary
I'm
word of the
talking
day.
about like your obsquicious.
Obsquicious. Well, that time I said salamander and I meant salmon. That's a salamander colored shirt. Okay, anyway.
And piranha.
If there's an Audio Dungeon vocabulary book,
Spin
it's your face.
Spin doctors.
Spin doctors.
Gotta have spin doctors on there.
Oh my God, that was today.
Somebody needs to go on like Urban Dictionary and just like put all these words in.
Want to play spin the bottle? Want to play doctor? Spin doctor? We're doctors, but we kiss.
All I want to talk about on the after show is spin doctor.
I'm not coming to the after show today. Anyway, so it doesn't matter. You can talk about whatever you want.
I got to hear that song now. That Spin Doctor's song. I want to hear that.
I could go without hearing it.
That's a great
We should create a game for Monday nights called Spin Doctor.
No, it's not appropriate for audiences.
I don't know if we want to put Spin Doctor. Okay, anyway, so we're going back to.
Come on,
Now we took the left turn at Albuquerque for the night.
Yeah, let's go to Holgar.
to Holgar.
To Holgar. Holgar, you wake up. These rounds are going to be a little bit quicker. You wake up and it's happening again.
Same thing.
In a world where Holgar is trying to sleep, weird things will happen like never. Well, once before. Starring Dan Isgro as Holgar. What's happening? And Elliot, the kid, played by Ross Bertaro.
Hey, Holgar, you ready?
Perfect.
That doesn't happen now, though, because that was before. You wake up and you look around and you're like, it's happening again. You're out of your body, you're floating around.
All right. I go back into the kids' room.
They see you, the things are there, pulling and like eating like parts of their soul, like their light or whatever it is.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I jump in front of the kids and I scream at the demons. Leave!
Okay,
And don't come back!
they get, leave now and never come back. You get in the way and you yell at them, and this time they seem a little more like brave, but then they still scatter.
Okay. Sky's lit up again.
You look at the window and the sky is very bright. Yes, and you hear Super Farmer in the other room tossing a term, and he's just flat out yelling.
All right. Where is Super Farmer's room?
Next to yours on the other side.
I zip over there.
Okay. You go over there and you see his wife is trying to wake him up. She's like, honey, you have to wake up. It's all right. But that's not really what's happening. So while she's doing this, you look up and you see this guy with a huge beard. He's got a whip at his side, and he has crystals all around his body. And you see, basically, he has a potion in the air, and he has a hand out, and he's taking power from Super Farmer, and Super Farmer is immediately reacting to the pain, all the stuff coming at him. And he's just laughing. He's like, I will be the most powerful!
I swipe at the bottle, knock it out of his hand.
You run over to the bottle, and you go right through it.
Does he react to me at all?
He looks at you. Well. He looks through a book really fast. Like,
Who are you?
Holgar.
Who are you?
He pulls out the whip. Whoosh, the whip actually goes through a lot of the room and everything else. Like there is no room. I have a price in your head as well. I didn't know your soul was ready for the taking. Whoosh, he fires the whip at you. Frank has died. Total 29.
What's the dodge block situation with my etherealness?
You can use the same.
All right. That's a hit.
Just goes right around your neck. And then the whip kind of glows a little bit, and you feel like it's like growing thorns and like hurting you. And it's kind of hard to breathe. That's what it feels like. So he's just holding at you. Don't worry, I'll be done in just a moment. He holds the potion back out, and you see Super Farmer start screaming again. And the wife doesn't see it. She's just trying to wake him up. She's like, wow, it's never been this bad before.
I grab the whip, and I just try to pull him.
Roll.
Combat.
Yep.
Natural 20!
Oh, and you get to die.
Oh! Congratulations!
I wasn't forgetting that crap.
Whoa.
You just won the Franca die.
Yes, it's mine.
It's amazing that everyone frets about such a small thing.
I know.
Okay, so natural 20. I'm gonna let you do one move whenever you want to do. Explain it to me again.
I grab the whip,
Yeah.
and I want to pull him with the whip.
Okay.
Smash him into the wall.
Okay, so you go, you pull him, he goes flying, loses his balance, goes through the wall. Doesn't actually hit the wall.
Okay.
And he's gone. He's super farmer, like relaxes again. And you see, she's like, thank God. She's like rubbing his head.
I zip out of the house to follow the guy.
Okay. You run through the walls. Like Juggernaut going through the walls, except they're not breaking down. Only funny to me. So you go outside, you see him like get up. He gets up in the field, and he's like, you see him go. You see like a raven appear, and he goes, "It's not working. There's another guardian here." Audio dungeon. You see the raven flies away. He kind of backs up, and he goes. You look in the distance, and you see there's a carriage, which definitely has to be his, because it looks ghostly, strange, and whatever. And it's all the way there. Now he remembers. This is a character that's from a long time ago. This also kicked off the entire quest, if you remember.
Oh, wow.
So his carriage is in the back. He sees all strange things in cages around it, potions, herbs, all different things in the carriage in there, and it's led by two like ghostly horses.
Did he attack?
No, he's waiting for you.
Oh, he's waiting for me.
Yeah, you get the sense that he might be like stalling for time. You're not really sure.
What direction did the raven fly in?
It would be west. It would be, yeah, you're forward, so it would be west. Seconds pass. All of a sudden, next to him, you see a giant, now 40-something foot wolf, gray and patched, just walks out of this portal.
40 feet high?
Well, sorry, he's not 40 feet high, he's 40 feet long.
Oh.
Well, Hogar.
Hincho.
I have just feasted upon your friends, Thistle and Abyssia. Now, you're next. Good work, Soul Stealer.
He goes and leaps on you. I lost my D20.
Ah.
18. Wow. It's a 29 for him.
Yeesh.
Second attack is a unnatural 20.
Yo. 20 is blocked, and but the first was a hit.
Take 25 damage plus. I'm gonna give you half damage. 10.
35 total.
Yeah,
All right.
that's actual damage. I already halved it.
So that's my total is 35 damage.
Yes. Remember, you have the body. You're ethereal, of course. You have the body of like of your half giant self, and he's clawing you up, and you're feeling it like it's real.
Okay.
Charles Morrison, it is if it gets to the point where they realize.
All right, I'll attack. Shoot. 13.
Got the new one. What are you rolling that
I know. I realized as soon as it left my hand.
Okay, so you're attacking, I imagine, with a sword would be like the one of the weapons you had before?
Yes, I had a long sword.
Okay, so...
Or the rook's sword.
Okay, so you run over, attack with the rook's sword. He dodges out of the way very deftly. The Stole Stealer comes up to you. One hit on you. 22 damage.
And can he use like all his like abilities and stuff, or is it like?
I can't answer that question.
Oh.
24, is that a hit on you?
Yeah.
19 damage.
Okay.
So you had 2 hits there. So they're just clawing you up. He's whipping you. He'd hold you for 1 second, and the wolf come over and bite you and like toss you down to the ground. And it's ferocious. Every time you get up, one another person is doing something to stop you, delay you, or is just hurting you.
Oh man. Okay.
You see eventually one of the well, I'm not gonna say this. Go ahead, continue.
Okay. I'm going to attack Hinsho again.
Okay.
All right. No. 11. I'll use a reroll, though.
Okay.
Natural 1.
Ooh.
Oh, a natural 1. Roll. Let's see how bad it is. It's already gonna be bad.
Did you ruin Frank's dice?
I might have.
Instantly. Instantly.
Let's see. Let's see how bad I've ruined it. 9.
You ruined it. Okay, so I'm gonna give 3 attacks. I'm gonna give him. I'm just gonna give him double for it. So 34 damage. Plus 48 damage. They start ripping you apart. Now they take their turn normally.
Ay, ay, ay.
He throws the whip again, around your throat. You feel like you can't breathe. It's a low one. 13 damage. And a critical.
Ooh.
Jesus.
It's gonna be high.
I'm gonna use a re-rolling on that critical.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Hits, I think, 25.
Yeah.
Okay, but not critical. It wasn't. It was gonna be like a 60-something damage. So that was probably worth.
Bro, you
doing.
better do something here.
36.
Jesus Christ. I go.
What happened?
Passing notes.
What are you doing? You can't. You can't give meta information.
Give it to him.
These prices we practically are.
I go.
I can't reach that. Damn. No one can reach it.
Yeah, I can't.
I go.
Yeah.
I want to disengage and fly back to my body.
Okay. So they're both kind of surrounding you different ways. So you disengage. There's not really a way you can disengage without getting to attack right now, because they're circling around. I'll make only one of them attack you instead of 2.
Wait a second. Okay. What about if I use? Okay. No. Never mind. No, it's. I was going to use move disengage, but that's a different.
You're doing that.
Skill.
I gave you
Right.
I gave you one guy's not going to attack you from that because they're
Okay.
surrounding you.
Okay.
Okay. So you managed to disengage from him. You blocked the soul guy's the soul stealer's attacks, and Hinsho attacks you. First one's a miss. 21. Is that a hit on you?
That's blocked.
Okay, so it's half damage. So it is 11 damage.
Okay.
Okay, you start taking off.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you want to do?
I'll go right back into my body.
Okay. So you run to your body, and you feel 2, 3, 4, 5. You feel like it's almost not enough time. This has all happened only in like less than a minute. So actually no, you are a little past a minute actually, because you went to the Super Farmer's room. You go back to your body, and you feel like you could enter. And you do the same thing you did last time.
Yeah.
Okay. You lay down to do it, and all of a sudden, as it's about to happen, you feel like something's blocking it. And you see Hinsho just walking through the wall.
You see, this is my domain, and no one leaves without my permission. Guardian to guardian, you are nothing. Bow down before me, and perhaps I'll let you live.
I get up. I run into the next room to get Super Farmer.
You run into the next room, and you see his wife. What's that wife's name again? I keep forgetting.
Felicity.
Felicity. I keep thinking Penelope. They're not. Felicity is Felicity is looking out the window, like not understanding what's happening, and looking around. The Super Farmer's not there.
He's not there.
No.
I yell, Felicity! Felicity!
No reaction. The wolf just comes to the wall.
Where are you going? There's nowhere to run.
No. I go through the floor. Can I find Super Farmer? Super Farmer!
You go through the floor.
John Lynn!
You go through the floor. It's very disorienting because you can't tell which direction is which. so that might unnerve you a bit, but it's hard to tell which direction is which when you go down there. After like 10, 20 seconds, you start losing which way is which. Down, left, right, up, you're not sure. What do you want to do?
Do I know where I am?
I'm telling you, you're getting lost in a second because it's...
Okay. I look around. What do I see?
Face me, Hogar. Or are you a coward? I thought I was facing a hero. But you will die as easy as your friends.
Where is he?
I'm not really sure, but you hear his voice.
Where are you, Hincho?
I am outside. Where are you hiding below?
Do I see anything?
You just see dirt everywhere.
Oh, I'm below the house.
Yeah.
Oh. I go back up.
Okay. So you went down, you come back up, and you come outside, and you see him there, and the soul steel is right next to him.
Do you wish to die sooner or later?
He runs at you.
I ready my sword.
You take the sword, you swing, you roll your d20.
Ooh, 24.
24, okay. Go ahead, roll damage.
Okay.
So used to you missing that.
What is the damage on the sword?
I don't recall. You'd have to have the stats for that. You can roll, it's his sword. I'm going to say it's probably 2d10. It's a guess. Then you can make it a +2.
Okay.
That actually might be the stats.
6 damage.
Okay. So he comes in running like crazy, and you cut him, and he backs up, and then all of a sudden get ready to pounce again. You see the soul steer come up, and all of a sudden both of them they kind of stop, and they take a couple steps back. And behind you, you see walking up a super farmer in full armor. And he goes, "Thanks for waking me up." And he runs. You see the wolf turns around, and it's happening so fast as the wolf turns around, and the soul steel turning around. Super farmer is like kind of like Palpatining his way, like he's over there. He runs up right to him quickly and cuts the soul steel's head off.
Oh, jeez.
And Hinsho, as he's turning over, Hinsho is already portaling through, and then he goes, cuts the tail off Hinsho, and Hinsho just runs through.
Oh, man.
All of a sudden, you go to sleep. You wake up.
It's the next morning.
Yeah, it's nice. It's morning.
Like nothing happened.
Get up, you walk outside, and you see super farmers in the field working. And he gives you a look.
I walk over to him.
We'll stop right there. We're going to go over to Findelar.
Okay.
Findelar, you have control. What do you want to do?
All right. So what I've been doing is first I've been casting like detect magics and identify some of these crystals, and I want to see if I can sense any sort of pattern with how much they light up or how long they light up for. You said like it's very like almost like like you said, it's a fancier way of glowing, and it's almost like theatrical or something. It's the impression that I got of it. So I want to see if I can say like, okay, well, this size crystal or this color crystal, or there's certain like these have a similar glow when a spell is cast upon them.
You're looking for similar glow, and you find it.
Okay. Do I see a visually? Do I see a pattern in those? Like, is it every crystal glows the same, or are they certain crystals that glow at different frequencies, for lack of a better term?
Which is the one that that Findelar thinks is the likely?
Well, I would start with if there are any diamonds in there. I would start with those first.
Okay. You can start with diamonds, yeah.
Yeah.
And you see there is some sort of pattern.
All right. So I will try and what I'm trying to do is, like, I guess identify the pattern of like, okay, let's say like if I cast this on there, it'll light up for whatever it is, X seconds. So what I would do, I guess, is say, all right, fine. If I put two of them together, does it change? I want to kind of experiment with that, and then
You do that, and it does happen.
it changes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then I guess what I would start trying to almost
It's just about time to this. Every time you do try something else, not the time matters, but every time you try something else, it's another like 30 minutes, 20 minutes you experimenting.
right. Yeah, there's a lot of crystals in here, so
Yep.
I'm gonna try and figure out if I can duplicate what he was talking about and see a sense of of waxing and waning, or of like some kind of like change in the behavior of these crystals over time, or if I cast a different spell on them,
Mm-hmm.
do they react differently?
They do.
Okay.
And they do wax and wane.
All right. All right. And we said before, the color crystals that are in here, are they anything that's unusual to me, or is it all the crystals that I know about, basically?
You start to look for something unusual, and you actually find it, and you see that they are actually shining in a very interesting way, very glamorous.
I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what you mean by glamorous.
Just very brilliant. Sometimes mystical, color changing. It's beautiful.
All right. All right. All right. I guess. I want to try something. I guess cast something more where I can see the reaction of a bunch of crystals at once, like an area of effect spell, something like that, so that I can see like.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right here for 1 second. Everyone, do you remember who you played when you played the other Findalars?
I was suffering.
I was suffering.
Which one was I, Tom?
Angry.
Oh, you were your logic,
Yeah.
Logic. Okay.
and pick a
Angry.
pick a
Something
different
different
one.
one?
Maybe the hope one. That's what Brooke was.
Okay.
Okay, so you're sitting there.
With the notes. You can read your notes.
Let's see.
Can I read it?
Keep this.
Well, something to cheer you up.
I was saving it for after.
Okay.
I don't think it was very consequential. I didn't get a good look at it, but I don't think you have to worry
I
about
did. It was glorious.
Great.
It was consequential.
it. Yeah? Okay.
As you're working, all of a sudden you're having ideas, and you
don't
realize the ideas are coming from other parts of you around the room. You guys can all role play. You're all trying to solve this for a while now.
So I see the other aspects of myself again.
Yeah.
You could do this. You could figure this out for sure.
I'm sure I can, but how did you get here? How did you find me?
We've always been here, but perhaps it is time to give up all is lost you've been fighting for so long. So long.
How did this happen?
I don't know. I was brought into this room and asked to examine these crystals. I've been playing with them for a while.
There's an important piece of information that you're missing. Why are these different than the rest? Maybe where were they from? Where were they found?
Who did they once belong to?
I don't know the answer to any of those questions.
Well, there's somebody here that does know that. He is upstairs. ask.
I almost felt like it was a test.
Maybe it's you affecting them, the crystals.
I don't know. I'm. How did you look for me? How did you get here?
You were just always there.
Why would they leave you here with all these crystals?
Now there's every like color of crystal in this
There's
room.
even crystals that have not been in the quest yet.
And how big are these like crystals? Like, are they little pieces? Are they chunks? Are they?
Most of them are the full softball-sized crystals.
Oh,
Cool.
I go over to one that's not a huge softball-sized crystal.
Okay.
Is there any time crystal diamonds that are smaller?
Yeah.
I touch one.
It absorbs into your body.
Do I feel?
You feel that you know time. You can see time. You can feel time a little bit more.
Yes.
Do you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That is it, perhaps more. So more is the only way.
Would not think that's wise,
Be careful.
knowing what we know about these crystals. Remember what happened to the person that touched one that size last.
Yeah.
They were lucky they even survived.
I thought it was a trick. I wanted to see.
You have the power to fix everything now.
these are some of the most prized possessions of wizards on Andaria. Why would they just leave you here with them?
I'm the great Findalar. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Is there a spell we can cast?
I don't even know why. I don't even know what they want. What? I don't even know what the goal is being in the room.
Did you ask them?
No, they asked me to come in. I was very confused. They mentioned I was a shadow. When I don't feel like a shadow. But then I see all you here.
I don't feel like a shadow either.
Where's the door to the room?
It's a large rectangular room, probably about 30 by 30 roughly, and the door is just pick a wall. There's no
It's over
relevance
there.
here.
Behind you.
Have you tried leaving?
No. I go over to the door.
You open the door, and you open the door, and you see yourself on the other side of the door, opening the door.
I see myself as a
Yep.
mirror, or
Yes.
I look in the room. Do I see the other me's in that room too?
You put your head forward, and then your other self does it too, and you actually touch heads with your other self. Everything you say and do, it does and says.
What is this?
What is this?
Seems that we were fooled to come here.
All right. All right. All right. Get out of here. Get out of here right now. All right. Stand back. Stand back. Get away. Get away.
Okay.
I put my back to myself.
You say stand back, get away, and you guys back off?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Everybody who backs off disappears. Just you.
I cast a lightning bolt on the wall opposite the me in the mirror. I put my back to the door.
So the doors are over there.
Right. So I put my back to the door and I cast a lightning bolt on the opposite wall.
Straightforward. He goes, and then singes you like 7 times. Calculate that damage.
Yeah.
Do a lightning bolt 7 times to yourself,
I'm unconscious.
Well, we need to know if I'm really interested if you're dead.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna say this times 3 times 7. It is
86.
Oh, this times 4 times 7. So that's 6 times 4 is 24 times 7. I'm dead.
Like dead.
Dead.
So you go. You turn to ash. The whole room comes down to look like a normal cell, and Raphael is outside with the seer.
You were right. We must find the real fiddler.
They walk off. That was
Awesome.
fun.
That was awesome.
Poor crazy Findlar.
Yes, we now go to we now go to Relic. Relic, everybody, are they still with us? If you guys are still with us on Zoom, you can join in right now.
Yeah, here.
Awesome,
Yeah.
guys.
Hey!
Welcome back.
Relic, you go down into Anwar, and you have Botorius with you, and you guys are venturing around, looking around, expose yourself for the first time to Anwar, seeing what it's like. The civilization is under there, and you are greeted by the other members, some of the members of the exchange. And again, you know that they helped you liberate the sunken city. You know the leader of this city helped you liberate as well, and he was one of the most main proponents of that. And you guys can decide your stances and everything else, but you know that apparently your people in Anwar are looking for leadership, and they've been asking you guys to kind of like take over and help run things. So, and you're aware of that they're lacking leadership and they're looking for the exchange to run things like that. And you have whatever reasons you have to talk to them, you're going to do that now. Whatever reasons you guys want to talk to them, you do that now. That's all up to you guys. You may role play. You've just arrived. Botorius is with you.
Hey, esteemed members of the exchange. Good to see you.
Botorius, good to see you again.
Yes.
It's good to see you again, Botorius, my friend.
You as well.
And Relic, it's a pleasure to meet you, finally.
I want to thank you for helping free my people from Belmont and his
I'm
nose.
afraid your people aren't entirely free yet, but...
Unfortunately, you are correct. And that is one of the reasons why I'm here today. I wish to find a place for my people to go, and I think the mountains might be the answer.
I think you are right. I think that is probably the best place.
I would be careful of where you set on them. Dragons can be territorial, and if you are too close to their territory, it can be a risk.
From my understanding, they will not venture to the mountains as it is their borders, and they do not cross borders. From my
How do you know this relic?
Jinty has told me this, and so has Belmont.
Because
as
he
part of
knows
his
the laws.
negotiation to stay alive.
Relic, I've been meaning to meet with you for some time, but due to circumstances I haven't been able to. I am the official ambassador of the Red City, the Red Kingdom, and the Red Knight to this region. And I'm here and I'm willing to offer you my aid to free your people.
That is interesting, considering what I've done to his.
What you've done to his is saddening, but you had reasons to do so. Your people have been effectively enslaved, and the Red Knight would not want an army that he cannot control either.
something tells me by you helping me that you will no longer be an emissary of the Red Knight. I do not think he'll take that lightly.
Probably not, but I've dealt with worse things sometimes before.
Well,
No, I just love the casualness of like, yeah, it's an angry ancient, whatever.
Just angering God.
I got that. Don't worry about that.
God will get over it.
It's too bad.
He faced
that's my problem
ancient
to bear.
dragons. What's an ancient?
I've left some of my people with the Sunken City and Jinty to help with the day-to-day in the Sunken City until I am able to remove the rest of my people from there. I was hoping that maybe I could bring some here and maybe have them maybe work here as well for mutual benefit.
Livmora, could we put them to work on the railway?
The railway's almost complete at this point.
Could we use the extra resources to maybe go further?
I don't think you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay.
I thought you were
The
in character
railway is
saying
almost
that.
complete at this time, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem to put him on it if they wanted to. I would be very careful about Bellamon, though. If he gets his way out of wherever he is right now, goes back to Rhaegar, I doubt he will be very kind.
Well, even
I
if
doubt
he's
quite some time.
even if he's kind, even the Red Knight's going to be ticked off with him for trying to sell him a failure of an army.
I'm
Bellamon-
wondering if that could be your what we could do here is potentially you put the two against each other so that they kind of ignore us.
That could work. Bellamon's
could
going to be in
then-
big trouble with the Red Knight.
We can say that he's created a faulty product that Bellamon knew, and he was trying to sell the Red Knight something which was sentient and was going to uprise against him. It is something which
Gentlemen,
I do not believe the Red Knight will appreciate.
Well, that's exactly what I've intended to tell the Red Knight or any of his leadership when I meet with them, if I can meet with them, is exactly that.
Gentlemen, I wish to have no relations with the Red Knight and or Rhaegar. Bellamon
That's
will
fine.
remain imprisoned until his passing, if I have anything to say about it. And the Red Knight, I have no intentions of dealing with him after what he did to my people.
But the question is, did he do it knowingly? Was he aware of that, or
It doesn't matter
was
if it
he
was
sold a
known or
project?
not. When I went to go claim my people, they were held in the prison. And they were being bound against their will. And if I have anything to say about it, if he comes my way, we are not friends.
But at least you won't be enemies.
After my troops killed his, I am sure he will not take that as a peace offering.
No, but you do have reason for doing so. He isn't necessarily a warmonger. He has laws and rules, and he follows them, and his dragons follow them, and so do his knights. It may be difficult, and it may put your people at risk, but I believe there is a way for you to live freely.
Coexist.
Well, I wish to not be bothered by the Red Knight, or to bother with him or his dealings. Everywhere
Which
he
would be
goes,
why
he
I
wishes to claim property and claim lands for his own being, as he did with the Sunken City, as he did with my people.
So do then we want to look at moving Anwar into being a free state of Anwar, use the same laws and rules for that, and expand our borders then?
I thought Anwar was a free territory.
Oh, no, yes, Anwar is, but the Sunken City is not.
Technically, the Sunken City is under the protection of the Red Knight, so if you plan on protecting them,
The Sunken
you're
City is no
essentially
longer under
taking
the
the
protection
Sunken
of the
City
Red
from
Knight.
them.
It is under my protection and my troops.
So are we best then to look at forming an alliance?
But
The
if
Sunken City is one of the few gateways to the dock. I mean, it's a huge trading platform. It's a huge commerce piece. It's a strategic location.
and if you
I
take
doubt
your,
that the Red Knight will just simply leave it.
right,
Possibly with 3 cities allied together, it might make things difficult
but if you
for
take
the Red Knight.
right, and if you take your people out of the Sunken City, we won't be protected by you anymore.
If my plan to bring my people to the mountains is within reason, we are not far from the Sunken City. And maybe we can mutually benefit from the location.
As I know it, the mountains are directly above Anwar, are they not?
They're not
We
direct. They're not
could
direct.
possibly build upwards.
They're not directly above, but they're close.
Yeah, aren't they
Well,
like?
that
Aren't they a couple miles out from the
Right.
hole? I thought.
Right.
that could even be an opportunity for your people, Relic, is building a railway from the Anwar to whatever city you put in place. Connecting all 3 cities together would make supporting one another easy and effective.
The railway and the tunnelway already lead from Sunken City to here, and most of the way down to Ironstone.
Another tunnel to a new city wouldn't be difficult.
Especially if the Crystalborn want to assist in this.
If Anwar with Sunken City will assist us to help create a city for my people, I will gladly give you the resources that you need to do so.
And as ambassador of the Red Kingdom and the Red Knight, I cannot,
Is Jinty here with us?
myself
No.
personally, I cannot stand
No.
to watch
I was
Sleep.
gonna bring him. If you want him to be there, he can be.
I thought that was the reason. Like I was going. I thought he was coming with us.
He was gonna. We'll say he's been there in the background as well.
Okay.
So Jinty's there.
All right. So at that point, I looked towards him.
I think everything sounds like a good idea. I mean, it's better than what we're dealing with. We can write something up, and then we can come back in like a week and sign it, put it together, and let's go to work.
It seems,
We can
gentlemen,
then declare ourselves. We will need to form a new kingdom then. To make us. Otherwise,
Well-
then we can use that to.
I mean, we don't really want to be a part of another kingdom. We're done with that. You know, we can call it whatever we want, but you know, we're not looking to have another king. You know, and he doesn't want to lead
A
us. and we don't want-
republic.
I guess whatever. It's just an alliance.
Alliance.
I think for now, we start with the city for my people and the construction of this railway that you speak of, so that all 3 cities can be independent of each other,
We could
but
probably
still work together.
we could probably do a lift down. Also, that might be easier. The cities are close enough where it could work. We can make it happen. And you know what? I love planning these kind of things. So we got a lot of gnomes who will have a lot of fun working on it.
Excellent.
So,
I do have one question. Who built the shield of Solst?
who are you asking?
Jinty.
As far as I know, that was Rhaegar,
Rhaegar.
the Crystal Forge.
Do we have any of the plans in the city?
There are plans that I think that we have, but tell you the truth, there's only one person who can make that forge. Archifit.
We might have to look at.
Tony Stark built this in a cave. I'm not Tony Stark.
We might have to look at shelving that idea for the moment then, but we need to potentially look at a way of maybe a trade for Archifint back.
And the gun wizard, if possible. I hate to have him help us and then immediately get sent over there for who knows how long.
And that's it.
We
Just
will
those
not
two.
be giving Bellman back to the Rhaegar anytime soon.
Is there something else that can be offered to him, to Rhaegar? Something of equal value.
Wait,
Maybe not
let's-
their king.
Let's start with this. This is a big undertaking. We're forming a giant alliance.
Correct.
Let's get the paperwork done and let's figure out the next plan.
I am not overly concerned about
One step at a
And-
Oh, yeah, no, that's a longer term.
And
But
Relic.
yes.
Let's come
Is
back.
there any?
I'll get everything drawn
Sorry.
up. We'll come back in a week. Next Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll figure it out.
Yes.
Sound good?
Sounds
I
good.
agree.
Perfect for us.
Okay, so you guys head back. We're gonna move forward a week in time. So over the next week,
Bellamon's still secure, right?
yes, Bellman is in the vault. Over the next week, Jinty and a bunch of gnomes are in the government buildings, and they're working on a different contract. They apprise you on it. You're looking over it. You're reading it as it goes, and it's very straightforward. It's basically just if anyone is attacked, it's an alliance. You know, if everyone's attacked, everyone is in the war, and everyone has their main objective to do different things. Anything the Sunken City was relying on for food before is now going to come from Anwar. They have lots of farms under the ground, mushroom farms and moss farms. They're going to be supplying lots of the food. Sunken City is going to be working on all the building and repairs or construction, like some things like that. And the Crystalborn will be doing the maintenance, the workforce, and the protection. And you guys, as you're writing it up, it seems to make sense in a weird way. So we're going to move forward. You go back to Anwar. This time it's just you and just Jinty. You stay behind because they have you just watch after the city. Okay. And you go to sign the contract. You guys meet. Just give me a yes if you sign it. And you're meeting, and all the Anwar people are there. Lots of people from Sunken City are there. Not everybody, just high officials. And you have, I imagine you might have some of your people, Rono, there, things like that.
Rono, yeah.
Or Rono would probably be back.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Rono's probably.
Or a little, yeah.
He's
Rono
probably
staying.
watching
So you-
Bellamon,
Yeah,
you know, like directly, you know.
That's not a bad idea, right?
Yeah.
So Rono's back in the city. Just hang around, watch over the city. You're watching the city for, that's your status. And you guys sign. Do you sign?
Yes.
He signs. I sign. And do three. Do you guys sign?
Yes.
Do you wish for me to sign, though?
I'll sign on behalf of the exchange. That way there it absolves Gathard. And I'll get Livermore to countersign.
No, I'm signing for her part in the railway and Anwar.
Yep. So to keep Gathard protected, he'll be part of it, but he doesn't actually have to sign the document if he chooses not to.
Okay, you guys sign the documents. That's done. Everybody's excited. Told them I get back to work. You come back. What do you want to do?
Get to work.
Okay.
That's really all there is to do at this point.
You start working on different things. Some time passes. You're in the Smithy's Tavern at evening. You see Linda come back, and Linda has the food, except that she has all the food. And she comes back. She looks kind of shocked.
Where was she? She comes back from where? I don't know.
Last week she was going out to the vault to feed Bellaman.
Oh boy.
That's what she does every day. She does it twice a day.
And she comes back with the food.
Yeah.
Linda, what's going on? He wasn't hungry today?
He's gone.
Gone.
He's gone.
What did they say? The guards.
They don't know where he is. They're going to tell the relic guy right now.
Oh boy.
You look over to where Bludge usually sits,
And he's not there.
and he's not there.
Ah.
And that is where we stopped.
Yeah, should have told someone.
That is Audio Dungeon for today. That was Season 1, Episode 9, A Beautiful Mind. And hopefully that makes a lot more sense to everybody now after seeing the episode. We're
In the world of Andaria, heroes are born and will come together to save everyone.